Hi, I'm Robert Noah. You're at Guitar Time. Well, this lesson is for beginners. This is a song that's, I think, easy enough for most beginners to work on and get some chord technique and rhythm technique. Song by Jimi Hendrix. You should listen to Jimi do this song. And if there's a lot of versions, it's called Hey Joe. So when you listen to Jimi Hendrix do it, he's in E flat, he's in a different tuning, so most likely you won't be able to play along with him on a recording, unless you tune your guitar to E flat. We'll talk about that in more advanced lessons. But there's other versions of this song, probably a lot of them out there, and I'm sure there's some people that do them in standard tuning and maybe in other keys. I picked an easy key. The key that Hendrix does it in is E, actually would be E flat. So the basic chords, if you're using my iReal chart that I have on the website, you'll be able to play along with it. But I wanted you to be able to see me play the chords and a couple of the extra things. The basic chords we're going to be dealing with is E7. You know, you got a B and a G sharp and all 6 strings. And you're going to need your C chord, your G chord, your D chord, and your A chord. So you really need to be able to change those chords quickly from C, G, D, A. You need to practice that until you can really get those chords. But we're going to be strumming like a down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then we're going to hit that E7 and go down, up, down, break, break, down, up, 3, 4. So our count is 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Now notice, when I hit that E7, we've got silence on 2 beats. So if that was a 4-beat measure, 1 and 2, the 3rd and 4th beat of that measure are silence. So what am I doing? I'm down, up, down. I'm kind of releasing my pressure a little bit, but I'm actually stopping it from ringing by either palming or using my thumb. Palm is usually a good way to do it. And sometimes we can bring in like our 4th finger isn't doing anything. This is another way to deaden or silence strings and notes from ringing. So I use my baby finger and my palm. And that gives me assurance there's nothing going to ring beyond 1 and 2. 3, 4 is silence. So we have 2 measures of that. 1 and 2, 3, 4. So that's where Hendrix is going to be riffing. He's going to be doing riffs and really cool things that we're going to get to later. But we've got to be able to play the rhythm right. So listen once again. When we get to the C chord, it's 2 beats on each chord. So you're thinking in a measure, you've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the C and the G are taking up 1 measure, as will the D and the A take up 1 measure. So you want to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. So my advice is to memorize these chords and get them chords so that you can just get right on them, know the pattern, strum the right amount of strings. C is 5, 6 on the G, 4 on the D only, 5 strings on the A chord, and then the E7, all 6 strings. Finger placement is mandatory. You have to have fingers next to the fret on all these chords. A is a little different, 2, 3, 4. You want to play your chord, but that 4th finger has to be right up against the fret. The E7, 2nd finger and 1st finger, right up against the fret. So once we get that rhythm going, I usually like my students to put in one little riff. So here's the first riff, and Hendrix does a kind of a thing, but I like my students just get used to playing something there. So listen to this little riff. It's going to be the technique of hammering, the hammer technique. I'm going to hammer my open A to my B, and then I'm going to upstroke my open D. So this is a 1 and a, 1 and a, 2 and a. If I practice this triplet bass riff, I get 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4. Get good at it. So you want to get used to hammering. You'll hear this in other songs, quite a few, when you start studying solos and such. This is part of the rhythm too, in a way. Where I'm going to want you to put it is here. You're going to start with the, and you're going to go, and then you're going to take this G note down, slight pull, very slight little bend to the E. So we get 1 and a, 2 and a, 3, 1. My pick is going down, up, down, up, down, down. Then you hit your E, again, your E7 rhythm. So we get now I'm going to do down, up, down, or an up, down, okay? Then you're going to do the same riff, the triplet, hammer on, and then you're going to hit B, C, goes to your C chord. Then you hit your G, up, down, your D, up, down, your A, up, down, and then we're back to up, down, B, C, up, down, G, up, down, D, up, down, hit an A, up, down, and then E, up, down, E, up, down, C, up, down, G, up, down, D, up, down, A, up, down, E, up, down. So you want to get good at that. Once you get that technique going, we can work on the opening Jimi Hendrix riffs. And it's going to be pretty much dependent on that you've got that going first. There's also a bass line. So let me show you the bass line. There's a bass line that you'll hear the bass player do, and it's like this. C, E, F, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, and then you'll be to an up, down on the A chord. So this follows the chords. The other part of this, besides that nice bass line, so you should practice like starting on the E7, up, down, C, being able to play the bass line and then coming back to the and then just the chords. And then we're back to So the little riff that Hendrix opens the song off with, here's your first riff. I'm going to take the second finger on D. You know your natural scale, so you got B, C, D, and we're going to take that D second finger, and we're going to take our second finger, stroke the D and the E together, and slide. And then we're going to bring that finger back, so that open E string is ringing while I strum, or while I hit these two strings. You're getting the effect of the slide. Then I come back, I hit the D and E again, and then I move my second finger to the G string, 4th fret. This happens to be a B note. So I'm going to slide my second finger down to A. After the slide, I'm going to pull that string off. Now I did that all on one hit with the pick. I'm hitting down with my pick, and I'm pulling that finger off. It's kind of a flicking, a down pull, a pull off. It's what we call a pull off. And then I'm going to hit the E. So listen to the riff. And we're into that. So listen again. You need to work on it. I'm doing second finger now. Okay. I hope that gets you started on Hey Joe. It's a lot of basics. Take your time. Keep working on it. Jimi Hendrix. Hey Joe. Don't sing the lyrics to your wife or girlfriend. They're really, well, you'll hear it when you hear the lyrics, okay? Jimi Hendrix, though. You got your first Hendrix song.